Those things is hitting good.
Good time about whatever size they are, really.
That was so close. Oh, it brought blood.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
We got to rule about close this time.
Oh my. Look at that. That was so close. That was so close. Hi guys, welcome back to WB Dynamite Fishing. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. Alright, so I had some trolling motor problems, so today we're going to do something a little different. We're not necessarily going to talk fishing, we're going to talk fishing equipment. I had some trolling motor problems. The thing stopped turning on me, stopped working, so I needed to do some maintenance. Did I want to take it into somebody that could fix it and I needed to pay him? Of course not. I wanted to do it myself. I looked all over YouTube, tried to find the videos just like everybody else does. Couldn't find it. So I ended up finding stuff that was similar and breaking it down the best I could. Ended up breaking my whole trolling motor head down, cleaning it up, drying it out, re-greasing the spots that need greased, sealing it back up, and everything started working just fine. This is something you should probably do more regularly. This is not something I've done regularly. I've taken it off and looked at the shaft and cleaned the wire out of it and make sure it was lubed up. But that's the most I've done. I was excited to shoot this video. Hopefully it's helpful to a lot of people. It might not be for you to watch this video. You might be fishing off the bank. You might be here for just the fishing portion of this stuff. But I felt like this is something I needed to put out there. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully it's helpful to somebody. Hopefully some of this is good. But it's definitely something you should do. You should definitely break down your trolling motor more often than I've broken down mine. This is the first time I've done it. And this is an old trolling motor that I've got. And it's probably never been done this way, and it's probably over a decade old. Really good trolling motor. It's good to keep around. It's been running great, but it started quitting on me, so I had to get in there and do it myself. I didn't want to pay hundreds of dollars for someone else to fix it. I might as well have just bought a new one, so I fixed this one up. Like I said, hopefully y'all can use this and maintenance your trolling motors or your fishing equipment. Y'all should be taking time to do that after each trip, at least a little bit. I hope y'all enjoy. Repair to do on this trolling motor. She gave out on me. The propeller stopped turning, so we're gonna tear it apart. Normally you maintenance these after every trip. You just take off the end here and go inside, make sure ain't no line gunk in here. You wouldn't normally take off all the head, but today we're gonna break down the whole head. I had a lot of water get in there, so we're gonna reseal it. The only thing I'll be using today, one little tool, WD-40, and I'm gonna drop some grease in there too to help fight some of this water. It's something simple, something I haven't found on the internet, breaking down the whole trolling motor. I've seen them break down the tip of it, but most of the boat mechanics get down in the inner workings of it, and that's normally where you take it, but it's kind of expensive. The motor I'm working on today is super old. It's a Motor Guide 55-pound thrust. It's a super good trolling motor. It's been great to us, so I'm trying to keep it going. I'm trying to keep it in the family real well. We're trying to make sure that we maintain it as long as we can. I got it back working. We're gonna take it apart and grease it up and everything. I'm gonna show you how to break it down, how to get it going, and everything that needs to be done. All right, first thing first, just take off the end cap here. It ain't nothing but a little twist on them. And then I'm gonna pick you up and show you these. Ain't nothing but a little couple of bolts there on the top, if you can see them. I'm gonna remove them with the wrench here. Something real simple to do here. We're gonna rush through it, get all these parts out of the way. We got that end piece off. You can see your shaft here. Not that big of a deal. We're gonna rush through the rest of this, tearing it down, then we'll slow down on the inner working so I can show it to you and break it down how I'm lubing it up towards that end. All right, folks, we have got everything broke down. We got our inner workings here. Get you a nice little rag. We're gonna make sure we're out here. Looks like we're pretty good. Any saturation you got in there, you want to dry it off. Look for any nastiness. What I liked to do the last time was go ahead and pull this thing out best you can. Should be hard. A little saturated. I put some WD-40 on there to lubricate it. We'll get some of that dampness off and dry it off real good here. You want to wipe down any and all nastiness you can pull out in the head, in the inner working for the rest of your magnet works here. You want to wipe everything down, make sure it's nice and clean. Look for any rust, discoloration, which this part I've already cleaned up pretty good. We're just wiping it down again to make sure we get the nastiness out of it, in which we did. And then I'm gonna bring y'all over here one more time. Let's get this camera looking funky here. So let's get you lined up. Hold on. That's the inner workings of my trolling motor currently. As you can see, it's saturated just a little bit. What I'm gonna take and do is just wipe everything down best I can. Get everything out of there. I'm gonna add a little grease to this little port right here where that drive sticks down in there. Just a tiny bit of grease down in there because that's metal to metal. I'm gonna clean the rest of these contacts off, and then I'm gonna put it back together, and that gets it working again. If you ever get in the situation I'm in and you got water down in the head, you're having trouble with just simply having your trolling motor running, this is something you should be able to check by yourself at home and put back together, and it should run. The only parts I'm up greasing is what I told you there, and then this is what goes down in that right here, which will get a little grease on it because that's the most metal to metal there is in this whole thing. You don't want to grease up your magnets too much. You want to clean them off real good. That's what that WD-40 was on there for, to clean it off. And then I had to go buy the products to put everything back together. So once everything's out, you want to clean it super good as best you can, even if you got to undo some of the contacts in here, and you want to clean them out real well. Everything should be super clean in here. There shouldn't be nothing with gunk and nastiness over it. You want to make sure you throw some grease back in there. It ain't a lot, just enough to keep it out. And then you want to make sure you replace these rubber seals that are on the head here for me, and then on the base end of it here, which they'll get replaced and fixed up. And I haven't seen anybody break it down this far on YouTube. That's why I wanted to do this quick video on this breakdown. I'm gonna clean her up, get her put back together, and then I'll show you her running. All right, so we got her all lubed up. The only spots I put lube on was a little light lube here, and I took a towel and wiped it down, make sure that was it. And I lubed it up in the hole where this contact's going. All I'm gonna do is push one contact back and push this other side in. Usually something super simple to do. And then those screw holes should line up on either side. You wanna make sure this don't flop over while you're doing it. And they line up on either side of this. And the next simple thing I'm gonna do here is take some lubrication and add it to this shaft here. Make sure it's all clean and lubed up. A lot of squeaking will come from this if you don't do it. Light lube, then you take your greasy rag and just take it and lightly wipe it down. Make sure it's all slick and good to go. It helps with corrosion, also helps with noise. And then your easiest lock here is putting your head back on. Your two base screws for this. Put your 2 screws in, and then you put your propeller back on, and then we'll show you her running. Back together, running perfect. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you guys encounter an issue with your trolling motor, you don't got to take it into a shop to get it repaired. Those can be costly. Yes, it's good and easy if you got a really good mechanic, but I don't know anybody right now, so I've been trying to research this myself. Couldn't find any videos, so I decided I'd make one. if you're ever taking this apart, just pay attention to what you're doing so you can put everything back the right way that it came apart. They're really simple, really easy to do, especially this is an older model. It's been running for probably over a decade or better, and it's still going. So proper maintenance, hopefully this is something that opens your guys' eyes. You'll keep up on your trolling motors. Check them every trip if you have the opportunity, or at least every other trip. Make sure you're not getting anything stuck in there. Make sure everything sounds good. There's no squealing, popping, any kind of bad noise in there. Make sure you check over all this stuff because it's very important to your fishing trips. If you lose your trolling motor, sometimes it can mess up your whole fishing trip. Most of the time it will. And I hope y'all enjoy this. I hope this is somewhat helpful to somebody. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all.
Nothing.